Hey, welcome to Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn.
And I'm Richard.
And he's Richard. I want to thank you for being here today. So if you're here, be sure to say hi and so we can acknowledge you. And if you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. Today we're going to talk about, it's like we just had our new year. The new year just started. And hi, Lily. Good to see you.
Hey, hi, Lily.
So the new year just started, and along with that, some of Avon's incentives have just ended or are ending, like next week. So a lot of us have been working on goals, and for different goals. There's the goals for the sales level so that we can get paid more next year, and then there's the goals for the Jamaica trip. So hey, Idra. Hi, Carla. Good to see you. So if you achieved a goal, I want to hear about it. Type it in the comments. What goal did you achieve this year in 2019? I will tell you, Richard and I earned the the trip to Jamaica. We earned that by the skin of our teeth, but we wanted to promote to Rose Circle, and we didn't make that one. So, we all have different goals that we reached and that we can get to and that we can't. I don't know. I did a video this morning on the biggest mistake I ever made in my Avon business. If you happen to watch that, you'll know that I am still working hard to try to catch up to where I was before I made this mistake. And so I still have a long ways to go. So we all have failures. We all make mistakes. We all do that. And so today I want to talk about that. So does anybody have anything they accomplished this year? I don't see anybody yet that's saying anything, but I'm getting some happy New Year's and some highs. And okay, well, let me do some things. I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to share my screen. Share, boom, move it up. And what is going on? Why is it not? There we go. We don't want that one though. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen there. So, Ailey, Jamaica for 2 and Miss Rose Circle 2. You just started in June. Oh my gosh!
Wow!
Oh my gosh, girl, you are on fire.
Wow.
You're doing amazing. And I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Ailey. Anyway, congratulations. That is so awesome.
Wow.
Lily made Rose Circle Miss Jamaica trip by $9,000. Well, I'm sorry, Lily. I'm glad you made Rose Circle. Is that new for you? Is that this first time? And Carla says, congratulations. She must be talking to me. Let me see. There we go. Congratulations. You will get to Rose Circle soon. Oh, I know I will. No doubt about it. And check this out. This is how excited. Oh, she missed Rose Circle, but Jamaica for 2, and she just started in June. That's really exciting.
See you on the beach.
Yeah, we'll see you on the beach. And then we have Lily, made Rose Circle, missed Jamaica by 9,000. And she says that's the 3rd time in a row. Awesome, Lily. Great job.
Wow.
It's so funny. Carla, Miss Premier by 750, but absolutely, Carla, you are going to get it this year, no doubt. And you're going to get it early. And whatever trip that Avon announces this year, you're going to be on. I have no doubt at all. So my blog post that I wrote, I just actually released this Friday because I wanted to be able to talk about it tonight. But for those of you that failed to achieve a goal, and me too, I'm one of them, but and so I wanted to talk about that, right? Because we all tend to think of failure as something shameful or undesirable. And yeah, understandably, when you fail to achieve what you want to achieve, it can cause negative feelings, no matter how big or small that goal was. But the whole idea is, what we need to do is we need to change how we think about failure. Because failure isn't failure. It's not like we didn't accomplish something, but it really is. We just found another way that didn't work, right? It's all about failure is more of something that where we can look at and say, okay, this didn't work. What else can I do? And that's really what we need to look at. And with starting the new year, this is a great way to do that. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. So there's 3 ways to redefine failure and learn from it. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, because learning from your mistakes is it's more than just thinking about what went wrong, right? The first step towards using failure as a tool for success is to stop seeing it as shameful. A mistake is just a natural part of embarking on a new project. It's also part of the human experience. We make mistakes all day long, and things don't go right. And a lot of times it's not even our fault. It's not even a fault thing. It's like, I want to take that out of the equation. It's not, well, I mean, I suppose it's possible it's because you didn't do something, you didn't try, right? But if you're here, I'm assuming you tried. So, you just need to accept it as a necessary step towards achieving your goals. So Amy Edmondson, she wrote an article called Strategies for Learning from Failure, and she says there's 3 categories. So the first one is preventable. So these are the mistakes that we often think of as bad. They result from a lack of focus or attention to the procedures needed to achieve the goal. So that could be maybe you didn't want it bad enough, or maybe you didn't try, right? And so maybe that was preventable because you didn't, but then you know why you didn't achieve it, because you didn't put the effort in, right? So complexity related could be that this happens when the goal is the product of many factors: your own motivation, previous skills, your environment, support network, the resources you have. If any of these fail, you might be unable to achieve the goal. So I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to call you out, but I know you're on the call. And one girl in particular, one woman in particular that's here, I know she had a lot of health problems, and I know her husband had a lot of health problems. And she's brand new with Avon, but she didn't let that stop her. But she didn't achieve the goal she wanted. You didn't. I know you're watching me. So you didn't achieve the goal you wanted, but gosh, with everything you went through the last couple of months of this year, I think you did amazing.
You didn't give up. You were trying right till the end. That was
I think you did amazing. And so there is no doubt in my mind at all, you're going to achieve even farther this year. You're going to double that or even more. And so you're going to do great. And Carla says, for me, just starting Avon in August, I didn't feel I failed. Mm-hmm. I just learned how to build my business, what worked and what didn't, and how to stay the course. Exactly. Yeah. That's powerful. Mm-hmm. That's really powerful. Thank you for sharing that. So that's the complexity related, right? And then intelligent mistakes, according to Adam Mendler in his article, What Sales Executives Can Learn from Failure, he says having the freedom to make mistakes increases creativity and work performance. So without the unnecessary pressures to avoid those mistakes and the shame that comes with it, now if you're dealing in an employee environment, but this is true with us too, they contribute more frequently and they're able to express more original ideas because they're not afraid of getting in trouble for being wrong, right? So and here, I mean, great many inventions were discovered by accident. Post-it notes, penicillin, those were the people that invented those thought they were doing something else, and it didn't work for what they wanted it to do, but look at what it's done for us. Anyway.
Can I say a quick story? This was brought up to me. I think it was Jim Rohn that brought this up, and then somebody else expanded on it. But basically, it kind of puts failure and success in perspective. When we go to school, we are trained, all of us have gone to school, and we're all graded in school. And if you give them 10 questions and you miss one, you barely made an A. That's only one. You got 9 right, but you missed one. That's barely an A. If you miss 2, that's a B. If you miss 4 or 5, you flunked. And that's our thinking on success. But Jim Rohn says that it's more like a batting average. He said in baseball, if you can get 3 hits out of 10 times at bat, you're batting a 300, you'll be a rock star. You're probably a World Series star and everything else. Mm-hmm. It's just, but you failed 7 times, but you got 3 hits and you're a hero. And in real life, we're taught to go to school and we can't miss any or miss one, and then we're good. So keep it in perspective. Don't beat yourself up. You can be highly successful if you get 3 customers out of 10 people you talk to, or 3 recruits out of 10 people you talk to, you'll be successful, but you'll be a phenomenon, really.
Yeah, you gotta know that our school system needs some work, I think. But in the system that we have, there's no way to grade somebody. There's no way to determine who's learning without, I guess, grading them on those mistakes they make, right? The questions they don't get right. But I think our schools need to work a little harder on, like in my perfect world, when I have my perfect world. But I think the schools need to work a little harder on critical thinking skills. I see a lot of that in Avon, I think some people need to really develop some critical thinking skills, because some of the things that I see posted in Facebook groups, I'm like, did you really think that through? I mean, because what you're saying makes no sense at all, right? But they're speaking from emotion mostly, I think, in these cases. But so whatever the source of the mistake, remove the negative feelings about it and reframe it as a source for new knowledge so that you can take the steps to move forward, right? So what's next? So rethink your approach to your goal. So now that you're looking at your mistake without judgment, think about how you got into the situation. So, Gary Winch, in his article, The 4 Keys to Learning from Failure, he says you analyze your motivation levels, focus, and mindset. So did you feel less motivated to achieve your goal at some point? Did something else distract you from it? This isn't a judgment. This isn't a you failed, you screwed up. This is more just thinking, what was it that got me off track? What was it that, where was I? And so if your dedication and your focus decreased, make a note of it and try to find out what the cause was and identify the internal and external cause that affected your resolve. So I'm going to pick on a couple that's on my team. I'm not going to call anybody out, but I have a couple on my team, man and wife, and they could be watching this and just not letting us know. I don't know. But, one thing I see with them, that I see this over and over again, is they achieve every incentive. They really do. They achieve it. But then they come back from the trip and it's almost like they think, oh, I made it. I can relax now. And, I'm hot. I did it. I went to Los Cabos, all expenses paid. Look at me, and then they come back and then the next incentive happens and they don't get on it right away because they're too busy basking or whatever in that they just won the last trip. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not laying judgment, but sometimes you need to be aware of those kinds of things. Is that what's holding you back? Because waiting till the last minute to really hit the incentive isn't a good way to do it. It's definitely not good for your mental health because you're like scrambling, right? But, maybe in some cases discuss the failure with someone that you trust to help see the issue from a different perspective, and rely on your support network to pinpoint what went wrong and how you could prevent it. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't prevent it. Sometimes it is what it is, and maybe the goal was too big. I have another girl on my team, and I can call her out because she did nothing wrong, but Camilla, who her sales were so high that her sales goal in order to achieve this incentive was like crazy. I mean, she had to have like a $70,000 increase. I don't know the exact number, but it was like astronomical in order to earn the trip. And so it wasn't something that was even feasible for her. So sometimes that's just what it is. I mean, you have to at least be a little bit realistic, right? I mean, I am a firm believer in reaching for the stars. I'm a firm believer in, I don't like to set goals that say I'm going to increase my business by 15% or 20% or whatever. I'm going to set a goal that says I'm going to double my sales this year. And you know what? I might not double it, but I'm not going to beat myself up for it because I'm going to celebrate the fact that I increased my sales by 50% rather than 15%. If that makes sense. So my goals are set high and I work hard for those high goals. And I know that I'm going to get a whole lot higher than if I would have set a goal for 15%. So it's just a matter, again, of figuring out what maybe didn't go right and what did go right. Maybe there was some things that did go right, but you just didn't have enough time, I mean, Carla says she started in August, right? So that doesn't give her a whole lot of time. I think you did amazing considering that you started in August, and you've been amazing from day one, Carla. So that's cool. So now, once you've identified what caused that mistake, that's not really enough to prevent it, right? You need to take steps. It's always about learning and then putting it into action. That's how we succeed in our business. We learn something and we put it into action, and until we put it into action, nothing happens, right? So now that you know what steps to take, you can take those steps to prevent it from happening again. So if your goal was to achieve President's Club, you've probably identified a few reasons why you didn't achieve it. Maybe you didn't have enough time. Maybe you didn't have enough planning. Maybe you didn't want it bad enough. Those are all reasons, and I'm not saying they're your reasons. I'm not saying that's why you didn't achieve it, but I'm just saying that could be, once you've evaluated for yourself, right? Those could be some of the reasons. And so then you have to think about, okay, what can I do to prevent those issues from getting in the way of my goal in the future? So in our example, maybe you could start at the beginning of the year, like now, rather than in June or July, right? To get serious about reaching your goal. Maybe get really clear on why you want to achieve President's Club. What will it do for you? Or any other goal, whatever it is that you want. What will it do to you to reach that goal? And then that's going to help you maybe increase your sales, and what action steps are going to help you? Like, blocking time in your calendar, or getting out and talking to people for an hour every day, or, what kinds of things can you put into motion to help you get there? So one thing I would like to say is, because we're in the beginning of the year, I would not wait around for an incentive. Think about where you want to be at the end of the year, for sure. And if that's President's Club, then put that on your vision board, or on your goal planning. If it's Rose Circle, whatever it is, put that on there. Where do you want to end this year sales-wise? But then we all are in this business for different reasons. So I know some people might be in this business because it's a hobby. Some people might be in this business because it gives them a little extra money, and they really don't want to put a lot more effort into it. They just want that little extra money that gives them the spending money while they can be home with their kids. Hey, and that's all good. That's totally good. And if that's you, that's perfect. That's all you need to do. But I'm assuming if you're here because you want to grow. And so for me, I would say get into action right now. Get busting your butt. Okay, Avon's having a leadership conference in about 3 weeks or something. The 24th of January, they're having a leadership conference in Orlando. Now, I'm going to assume that they're going to probably lay down a bunch more changes because it's leadership, and we haven't seen any changes yet to leadership. We've seen it to sales, and we've seen it to our websites, and we've seen it. So I'm going to assume that we're probably going to get some changes to leadership. Doesn't matter what they are. I'm ready for them. Whatever they are, I will make them work. I'll adapt, and we will go after. So as soon as we find out what they are, we will adapt, and we'll change our course if we need to, and we'll put it into our game plan, right? But and I'm also guessing, and I don't know, I have no insider information, but I'm also guessing they're probably going to announce some kind of an incentive there, probably for recruiting. I don't know. It could be for sales. I'm guessing recruiting because it's the beginning of the year, and it might be a combination of sales and recruiting, because it's the beginning of the year. This time of year, typically sales are slow, so Avon's going to want to do what they can to increase it. And a lot of times that means incentives. So I'm assuming some kind of incentive will be announced. Don't quote me on it. I don't know. So here's my idea behind this. Get into action now. Don't wait for any announcements. Because if you're already out there recruiting, you're already out there growing your team, you're going to be in momentum already. You're going to be in motion. And then when Avon makes an announcement, you're already in motion. And if you're in motion, you just keep going. You just speed it up, right? But if you're not doing anything and you're at a dead stop, you got to get, then they make an announcement. Now you got to get going. Now you need to fill that pipeline. So don't wait for any announcements. Just get busy. And the point is, whether they make an announcement or not, let's just say they don't make any announcement. There's no incentive. Doesn't matter. You're growing your business, so you be in momentum, you get in motion, and you're growing your business. Do you have something you want to say?
Just kind of back up a little bit. Just the main thing of planning anything is I like to chunk it down. What I mean by that is I find, what is my goal? Let's say I want to be President's Club. How many sales is that every campaign? So that works out to $400. And if you want to be Honor Society, you need to do about 800 a campaign. So that's kind of a goal you can set for now. So you know that every 2 weeks you need $800 in sales, so you can be fairly close, so you can make up the difference if need be at the end of the year. to hit honor society, $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really it was said to me at a meeting, I felt uncomfortable about it, and that's kind of a good thing about a learning experience. If you do something wrong, you don't ever want to do it again, and usually that's the best learning experience. If you go out and you talk to somebody and you don't say the right words, you're going to learn the right words for the next time you go out and say the right thing, so that you can either get a customer or get a recruit.
Hey, you'll learn that didn't work.
Yeah.
You'll go home and you'll go, that didn't work.
That was embarrassing. But the point I was going to say was, we were at a conference years ago, or talking with Richard Brook. He's a owner of a network marketing company, but he's also just a phenomenal person and has great insight in the network marketing.
And he's a trainer.
He's a trainer.
Yeah.
But the thing he said was just to be consistent. And he said he embarrassed most of everybody in the room, because the room got really quiet, you could tell. But he said I bet anybody out here, I'll give anybody out here $1 million if they can go out and recruit just like one person a week or one customer a week, and do it consistently for 52 weeks. And nobody would take him up on it, because they weren't quite sure. I think he had a higher goal than that. But the main thing is, and I said this before to some of our team members, is if you can just get one customer a week, every week, consistently, every single week, you go out and you manage to get one new customer on your list, and you get one new team member. If you're growing a team, get one new team member every single week. At the end of the year, you'll have 52 new customers and 52 new team members. And I bet you anything, you will not recognize your business in December if you do that starting in January.
Sure.
Your business will absolutely explode, because your confidence level will increase. All kinds of things go along with that. But the main thing is that you're consistently growing, and you'll just be blown away by the growth you see in your business.
Yeah. So bottom line really is, start now, set your goals, figure out where you want your business to go, and get into action. And do, and if you need some training, do some training. Avon U is amazing. We have our Sunday lives every Sunday. If you're local, I'm sorry, but it's only if you're local to Salt Lake City. We have a meeting once a month, but I still have the lives every Sunday. So, there's lots of opportunity for you to get on. And if you're on my team, we also have another call that's just for our team. But our goal here is to help you. Our goal is to help you be successful. And so if you're having an issue and you're not sure what to do with it, or how to overcome it, you're welcome to send me a message, and then I can incorporate that into my next Sunday live, and we can talk about that.
Yeah.
So I'm more than happy, but I'm here to help you. My goal this year is to develop more leaders. My goal is to, in fact, on my vision board in my team, I want 3 new leaders this year in my team. Leaders come, they're few and far between. My friend Tom Schreider, Big Al Schreider, he's amazing. He's a network marketing trainer. They call him Big Al because he's about 4 feet tall. He's this little tiny guy, but they call him Big Al. And he's so amazing. But he says, if you have 1 leader on your team, you're doing amazing. If you have 2 leaders on your team, you're like blockbuster. And he says, and if you have 3 leaders on your team, you probably miscounted. Because leaders they're few and far between. I mean, the majority of your team is going to be representatives, and they don't want leadership, and they don't want to step up, and they're just happy where they're at, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But if you're on this training, whether you're on my team or not, if you want to be a leader, I would love to help you get there. I mean, obviously I can't be there to hold your hand and be there with you, but we can talk about ideas and concepts and ways to get there. So don't hesitate to send me a message if you want me to talk about something, and then I will do my best to be able to talk about that. So hi, Mary, good to see you. I saw you come on earlier, but Richard was talking, so I didn't want to interrupt him.
Happy New Year, Mary.
So really, that's all we really have, right? So failure isn't permanent. By accepting failure, analyzing its causes, and defining how you can eliminate those causes and learn from it, you're on your way to achieving your goals. So let's get busy and make 2020 your best year ever so far yet, right? Because we're going to have even more better years ahead of us. But let's make 2020 our best year yet. You've got plenty of time. It's January 5th. still have a whole year ahead of us. And there's going to be a lot of changes, but I think a lot of them are going to be exciting. I really do. I really think that all the changes that are happening, we struggle with them just because we don't like change, not because they're bad. It's just we like to be in our comfort zone and we don't like change. And Avon's making a lot of changes, but you know what? They're doing it because they're smart. They're doing it because this new company, this LG that now owns us, they know what they're doing. They're the #1 beauty brand in the world. And they're going to turn us into an exciting Avon. We're going into an exciting company. We're going to, and the representatives are going to do amazing. And it's just all about whether you want to be in the game. So stay in the game, keep going, and let's have this be your best year yet. Richard gave me his cold, so
I'm a giving person.
So that's all I have, you guys. Thanks for being on with us today. I hope that something helped you. And congratulations to all of you that did achieve a level.
Yes.
Especially to Allie. Boy, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but especially to you. Jamaica for 2 just started in June. That is amazing.
Wow.
That's so everybody else who has achieved, congratulations to you. You deserve it. I mean, no matter what it was, you've done a great job. And let me just come back to this. Okay, so that's all we have for you today. So I want to thank you for being here. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next Sunday, same time, same place.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week.